automation of the workflows around IP address management, around DNS record management is very important to help customers with the whole automation journey that they are trying to go through. Most enterprises, they had their DNS and DHCP completely sort of fragmented. The total return that even that mid-sized enterprise could generate over a 3-year period came close to $1 million. Right? The recognition of DNS as a foundational layer in the new security stack continues to be reinforced. Right?
Hello everyone, today we have a special guest, Kanaiya Vasani, Executive Vice President, Corporate and Product with Infoblox. This is a follow-up session of our last conversation on DNS security. So Kanaiya, welcome back to India and to my show. So I would like to understand from you what brings you back to India and why you think India is strategically an important market for Infoblox.
It's a pleasure to be back on your show, Gaurav, and it's a pleasure to be back in India as well. I'm back in India because look, there's just so much happening in India right now. The digital economy, every customer I've talked to going through digital transformation initiatives. We are winning a lot of business in India. So customers are calling me and saying, hey, spend time with us. Some of the largest banks are now Infoblox customers. Most of the consulting firms are Infoblox customers. A lot of the manufacturing companies out there are Infoblox customers. So we are seeing a lot of traction in terms of customer adoption of our core DDI and DNS security technologies. And as you know, India we have a very large presence in India in terms of software development, IT back office, finance back office. Our customer support organization is headquartered in India. So it's great to spend time with the team here while I'm in India as well.
Great. So what all cities you are visiting? So Mumbai, I know.
Yeah, so I was in Mumbai. I've spent 2 days in Bangalore and now heading to Delhi tomorrow.
Oh, that's a good Indian tour. Right? Okay, great. So Kanaiya, as I have announced that this is going to be a follow-up session on the DNS security, which we discussed last year. What trends you have seen after that? Do you think the organization have started investing in DNS security and they have started taking DNS security seriously? Or what changes you observed in last 1 year?
Yeah, no, I think, we spent a lot of time last time talking about DNS security and the recognition of DNS as a foundational layer in the new security stack continues to be reinforced, right? You're seeing the network complexity we had talked about continue to increase. Customers are adopting cloud in a big way. They still have a hybrid footprint, so they have something on-prem, something sitting in their colo sites. They are adopting multiple clouds, that hybrid multi-cloud infrastructure. And when they look at the level of complexity, the distributed and dynamic enterprise that they are starting to build out, the need for security, a foundational layer of security becomes increasingly important because the attack surface has become far broader now. And the only protocol that sits across their entire enterprise footprint is DNS, as we had talked about.
Yes, definitely.
So the recognition that DNS plays a very important role in security is continuing to increase. We are hearing analyst firms like Gartner and IDC write position papers on why DNS security should be an integral part of a new security stack. We're seeing a lot happen in terms of governments coming out and talking about protective DNS, right? The Australian government just talked about their guidelines for a cybersecurity framework and said, look, protective DNS should be an integral part of that stack. We are seeing that from the US government, from the UK government. And I'm starting to have some conversations with some of the folks here in India. There's a DNS Security Center of Excellence being set up here. So we're going to have some conversations tomorrow around that. So the role of DNS in the security stack, continuing to see a lot more traction around that.
Yes, so and we have heard that DNS security comes along with DSCP, IP management, and that is what I think Infoblox is promoting as a DDI as a solution, right? What kind of challenges you see when actually people go for all this in stack?
So look, we talked about DNS security. DDI is the broader term that Gartner had coined several years ago, right? It really represents the core set of network services you need to bring up a modern enterprise network. DNS, DHCP, IP address management, network discovery, traffic management, all kinds of stuff you need to keep a network up and running, today's modern network up and running. And what we have seen is because of this shift to this hybrid multi-cloud enterprise, we are seeing customers are running into a new set of challenges. The first challenge is visibility. Because everything has started to get distributed now, they don't have a single console where they can go to find out what sits in their network, right? So you're starting to see interest in open source technologies like Netbox and Notabot and other things, right? Most of our customers are coming to us and saying, look guys, we use IPAM as our single source of truth to find out what exists in our network. So you are the visibility solution for us. The second challenge is automation, right? Applications used to be monolithic and sort of you stand them up once and they stay there. But now they are becoming more composable. Microservices architectures and how you build applications using microservices, virtualized applications. So applications, components of applications are getting spun up. They're spinning down. They're scaling up, scaling back. Automation of the workflows around IP address management, around DNS record management is very important to help customers with the whole automation journey that they are trying to go through. And then the last thing that keeps coming back up again is security. The attack surface has exploded. Help us figure out how are you going to go drive, how can we provide a consistent and comprehensive layer of security for this very distributed and dynamic network that we have stood up. So those are the challenges we hear from our customers, and we spend a lot of time helping them figure out how to address those challenges.
Amazing. So many of the customers says like, is it a new term? Because we have invested into many different solutions. How this is going to, add value to that? So maybe a use case of one of your customer who has implemented DDI as a solution and got an immense or amazing return out of it. Any case study you would like to share with us today?
Yeah, actually a very recent example. A mid-sized enterprise, several thousand employees, several sites, tens of sites that the employees were spread around. And like most enterprises, they had their DNS and DHCP completely sort of fragmented. So they were using their router vendor Cisco for some of the sites. In some sites, they were using VMware in their data center. They were using firewalls in some cases. So it was all spread around, and they were using Microsoft Windows servers in their small sites, right? And we sat down with them and developed an ROI model of what it takes to move to an integrated DDI solution. And even they were surprised when they saw the numbers. And we used their assumptions, right? When we build that ROI model, what is the cost of an employee and how much time does an employee spend on doing a certain workflow? The total return that even that mid-sized enterprise could generate over a 3-year period came close to $1 million, right? 800% return on investment over a 3-year period. The payback was 4.5 months. And so what happens when we talk to customers is they get the value of integrated DDI. Where they struggle is, can I sell this to my higher-ups, right? Can I sell the value? What is the return on this investment? So what we tell them is, look, we have ROI calculators. We will sit down with you. We will plug in your numbers in that ROI calculator, and we'll help you make the case. Because your life is going to be extremely simple and effective if you have a single pane of glass for all your core network services. So one of their questions was, I don't believe this number. So where is the return coming from, right? The return comes from cost savings and productivity improvements. And we break down the cost savings. The cost savings come from reduced cost of cyber insurance because you have a more secure infrastructure. Reduced costs of internal audits and external audits for compliance purposes. Reduce operating costs when you're trying to bring up a new site or integrate an acquisition or trying to spin up new workloads. When you look at all those costs, they all add up and all those savings become significant. productivity improvements. So their security operations teams, when they try to find out where is an IP address, they have to go to 4 different islands to find out what that IP, where does that IP address sit. With an integrated DDI solution and an enterprise class DDI solution, there's a single pane of glass. So there's savings that come from that. Network administrators, having that single pane of glass from a troubleshooting standpoint, from figuring out what is wrong in the network, how do you address what is wrong in the network, all those productivity improvements, when you add all that up, the return on the investment is significant.
Amazing. I think the numbers which I get, 800%, I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, that is, I know Infoblox team is doing amazing job, great job. And you guys are doing a lot of work in network space, in network modernization, agility, as well as security, right? So how your plans to spread the word, and you are going to, you know, cater more Indian audience to know more and more, you know, information about this. Any future plans where people can actually come and join and hear you and meet you in person or with your team?
Yeah. Look, you and I have done 6 roundtables already,
Exactly.
right? So we'll continue to do that. We have a series of events coming up in the month of May. We call them Infoblox Exchange events, where you can learn a lot more about this. The role of DDI in network modernization, the role of DNS security in a modern network security stack. You're going to hear from thought leaders from Infoblox. You're going to hear from some customers who have gotten benefits of from deploying this technology. You're going to hear from some of our partners, security ecosystem vendors that we partner with, and how we improve the effectiveness and efficacy of other security components in the new security stack. So I'd like to extend you a warm welcome to come and join us for a really exciting and informative set of sessions. We're going to hold these sessions in Bangalore, in Mumbai, and in Delhi. So I'm looking forward to seeing all of you there.
This is amazing. 3 cities, and I think all experts from Infoblox and partner ecosystem and some customers as well as coming and visiting that thing. Right. So guys, if you have not registered yet, the link is in the description below. Registrations are open. Please do register, and I will like to see you over there. And Kanaiya, it was amazing talking to you. I will love to see you in May again. You're coming, right?
As always, my pleasure.
Okay, definitely. Thank you, Gaurav, for visiting India again and again. And I wish you and Infoblox an immense growth and success further.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone, for watching this episode, and stay tuned for many more coming in your way. Thank you.